Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and to another Fortnite tips and tricks video. In this video, I'm going to share with you the best strategies and drop spots in order to help you succeed at conquering Brutal Beachhead, including how to drop hot, some alternative drop spots if you don't want to drop hot, how to fight the boss, and how to survive against the other players at this location. So first, let's start with how to fight the boss. So the boss at Brutal Beachhead, Megalodon, he's one who's going to give you two different mythic weapons, the mythic combat shotgun and the mythic nitro fists. So when you're fighting the boss, he usually always appears down the very bottom of the beachhead boat. Now, he likes to dash at you and try to punch you, and he always fly all over the place, and he can also send you flying if he hits you with that punch. So be careful when you are fighting him on the top of the ship if you ever are, because he can send you flying off and you can die to fall damage. Now, when fighting here, your best bet is to always keep running up around the different levels and the different hallways and try to give yourself a consistent right corner peek. Also, by fighting inside in this area of the boat, it's going to be harder for enemy players to be able to actually third party you. And if he comes charging at you, just move out of the way. Just keep giving yourself right shoulder peeks, moving behind cover, or jumping up to higher and lower levels, and focusing the boss with a weapon of high fire rate. And you should be able to defeat him fairly quickly. Now, let's go on to how to drop hot at this location. So the very first tip here is if you're dropping hot at Brutal Beachhead is you want to make sure that you have a good enough drop to be able to land and get a weapon first. And now, a lot of people like to land right here where I landed at the front of this boat. And also, if there's any other floor weapons you can see lying around, grab those as well, so you can scare off anyone else from actually wanting to land up top with you. Because if you get the guns first here, people are just going to back off. Well, any players that know better anyway. After you loot up, check inside the shipping containers to see if there's a chest there, and then go up to the second stack of containers here, and there's usually always 3 slurp barrels that you can hit for a guaranteed 30 shields. Afterwards, you're going to want to head down the stairs this way, and you can head back around this way and find another chest. This also gives you a good angle to be able to get some beams on anybody coming in through the bottom of the ship. Afterwards, head back out to the center level of the upper area of the ship, and you should find another shipping container. And this one will give you an additional 2 slurp barrels, so that's now 50 shield that you'll be able to acquire. But afterwards, you can head down the stairs to try to see if you can find anyone fighting the boss and get any beams. Now, I see this car here, and I stupidly shot at it. Luckily, I had porta bunkers and was able to save my life. Just because the turrets have been nerfed recently, don't pick a fight with them still out of the open because they can still fry you. So now back up on the ship, go down to the very end and go back up another level of stairs from where we started. You'll find a couple more shipping containers, and there's an additional slurp barrel in here, so that will be 60 shields for you every single time you land at this location. And would you believe it? There's even more free shields through slurp barrels that can be found at this location. And trust me, the players that know where these are going to have a clear advantage over any of the players that don't. And that is one of the many reasons why Brutal Beachhead is one of my favorite boss locations to drop at this season. So now, whenever you're reloading your weapons, try to make sure you're out of a fight and in cover somewhere. And always try to use elevation to your advantage. There's so many easy ways to get above players at this place, or the boss, to be able to shoot down at them, and when you're higher up, you're harder to hit. Now, if anyone goes to Nitro Fist up near you, your best bet is just to get away, because they're either going to try to ground pound on you with the Nitro Fist attack, or throw boogie bombs at you. So just get out of there immediately, and reposition. And now, when you are running around fighting at this location, you know there's a lot of zip lines, and you can really use these to your advantage. Just don't take them. Because you know where these zip lines are, you can get free weaves on anybody trying to take one. And as you just see there, Megalodon is trying to charge me, but I bounced off the zip line, or I could have just died to fall damage. Now, as soon as you defeat him, especially on the upper levels, just grab the medallion, the nitro fists, and his gun, and just dip out. Especially if you see somebody is coming for you. And now the same goes for the car. The car can be found off to the right, this little outbuilding. So let's say it's his garage. Immediately get that car if you're going for it, jump in it, and just go. Because everybody is going to be pushing you, trying to steal the car from themselves. Also, watch out for rats camping near the car who just don't want to fight the boss themselves. And remember, there's a lot of cacti in the desert, which you can use to heal up by just running into them. So your health and healing is not really a concern. Now, here's what you're going to do if you're a contestant and are not going to get a gun on drop. So there's a couple of these little outbuildings around the Megalodon boat. So I like to go to this one here because there is one more slurp barrel for you. And sometimes there could be a floor drop here or also on the level up above. There's also a G-Wagon that is always parked here. So if things are way too hot, you can just jump in that G-Wagon and just dip out and go somewhere else to loot up and just count it as a loss that you're not going to be able to get that medallion in this game at this location, but your life is more important. Know when to walk away, know when to run. Now there's also another outbuilding that you can see right here, something that also has some extra loot in it. Now once you get a little bit of loot, you're ready to fight. People who land on the boat should already be fighting each other, so just take a zip line. I know I said not to earlier if you have to, but have timing on them in order to get some good third-party tags in is well worth it. Now, if you're lucky enough to find Nitro Fists early, they are your best friends at this location. Because if you see this part of the boat up here, it is very hard for players to get up here without using some form of mobility, such as shockwaves or the Nitro Fist. And then you can also jump down to lower levels and just get some good beams on opponents from a distance up high. I'm doing to this guy here fighting the boss. Now, if you have visual audio indicators on, be sure to try to keep track of them to kind of keep an idea of which ones might be guards or enemy players. And there's that zipline notification. Anytime you hear that thing go off, you know it's likely a player, and it's just some free, easy beams you can just send them running. Also, in case you missed it, take note, because there's another slurp barrel by these boxes near that zipline at the back of the boat. And now, even though this location is fairly easy to navigate and get around, it is also can be very difficult sometimes to actually track what level a player is actually on while inside of this boat. But you can also use that to your own advantage. You really want to keep moving here as much as possible, trying to get different angles, try to guess where the players might be. And now, you can also jump up and just grab up onto the next levels when you're in the bottom center area of the boat in order to get elevation or to get away from something. Just like this car here, I still couldn't figure out where these players exactly were. But when you're on top of the boat, you can also check around to see if any cars or any other players are around the outskirts. And here we are again with this spot I told you about you can Nitro Fist up to, and there's some more zipline notifications. I get the drop on this player here. And then here comes this superhero coming to push me again. And bam, I also very easily took him out. And this guy actually had the Nitro Fists and the Mythic Combat Shotgun for me. Now, as soon as I was going to pick these up, I had footprints coming, and there was another enemy player. Again, I just dipped right up these gloves. Just went bam, right to the other side of the boat. It's your best way to fight this location. It's so easy just to evade anybody by doing this. Next, we're going to get into some good drop spots if you don't want to land hot. So the first one is down here where Bright Raider is, at this little tiny oasis island. Now, even though this drop spot is tiny, it is on the edge of the map, it comes with some pretty awesome guarantees. As Bright Raider sells you a Boom Bolt, epic rarity, and she also sells repair torches. And this island literally has enough shield for an entire squad on it, because there's tons of slurp cactuses all around it, which regenerate as well over time. And on top of that, this island is also littered with several slurp barrels, so you don't even have to really wait for the cactuses to regenerate either. And since the island is so tiny, you can literally shield up and loot up extremely quickly. Now, there is an abandoned bus in the center of this island, and there's been an upper level added to it, kind of like a camper. And this is where most of your loot is going to be. There's some loot on the bottom level and some loot on the top, and there's also a couple chests that are littered around the outskirts of this island. And as an added bonus to landing here, you'll be able to keep any healing items that you find for use later, because you're not going to need to use them to shield up here, as there's so much shield around this area. And now the only one thing is this island does only have enough loot for maybe a duo. Now always check to make sure the boss is still there, and you can jump on that jump pad and then make your way on over. But wait, hold on, let's go back in time here, because I forgot to mention something to y'all. Because the spot actually does have enough loot for a squad, I was lying. So, sorry about this, Bright Raider, but you've got to go. So, when you kill NPCs, they always drop a couple weapons. So you can also guarantee yourself a blue Warforged or a blue Boom Bolt every single time you come here. That can be extra loot for you or your squad if you don't end up finding enough weapons or the weapons that you need. And you'd be surprised how many times people don't think about killing the NPCs in order to steal their loot. Now, there's also always a motorbike that can spawn here if you would rather use a vehicle, and then now there's this good old porta potty. Now these are really underutilized and should really be utilized this season. They can save your life too if you're fighting near a car and it jumps up on you to need to dip because they can't follow you through it. Now if you jump through that porta potty, it takes you over to, I think this is Megalodon Depot, I think? Not too sure. But anyways, there's a car spawn here. There's also things, healing pads to heal your car, and a couple different weapon modifications and a bunch of buildings here that you can also loot. But now we're going to go on to the next drop spot. And now this one I'm going to call the Secret Slurp Truck and the Little Oasis. You can always remember where the spot is because the roads going around where the Slurp Truck is kind of form a triangle. That's how I always remember it. The spot is also a decent drop for Red Line Ring if you'd rather go there instead of Brutal Beachhead. Now the one thing with this spot is you definitely want to make sure that you're not outdropped and that you get a gun because there's not a whole lot of weapons around here. So it really is only good for solos. As you can see here, this guy tried to land here and I already got the gun and now he is pretty much in shambles. But he just ended up deking me out here. I was just going to run away, so I had to chase him back up inside, but it doesn't matter. It's too late for him. Before he can get a gun, he's toast. See you later, Copyland. Now you see the 3 slurp barrels in the corner there. That's what most people would probably notice. That's what I did the first few times I was here. But there's actually a slurp truck underneath this floor. So just break the entire floor, and bam, there's an entire hidden slurp truck that's full shields for you and your teammates. Then break your way out, and then there's a little bicycle here that you can take. And now I'm going to show you a little bit around the area because this is also kind of more of a loot path. Now, there's this porta potty here, which I will show you in a second, but if you go over this hill, around all these bushes in the desert, they have chests hidden inside of them, and there's also usually a few slurp cactuses around each one as well. So now let's go check out this porta potty, and this one is going to take you all the way up to Peabody's garage, where Peabody is. And that's some more cars, and you can buy a purple hammer pump shotgun off him as well. Plus, there's quite a bit of loot inside of these buildings here. And now, this porta potty can also be utilized as an escape route if you are contested trying to drop here. And this entire drop spot area, the loot room I'm showing you, you can do it as a split drop if you're playing duos, trios, and squads. Just make sure that your teammates are a little bit competent if they are going to be splitting up and can hold their own. Now, when you head over to the Little Oasis, there is a chest on both sides of where the ramps are over here, which pretty sure spawn every game. They've been there every single time that I have played. And to add a bonus, the water at this oasis is also the healing water that will heal you in case you do get into a pretty big bind and need to come here to heal up very quickly. So now, after you've collected these 2 chests, you're then want to go off the ramp in the center. And also do take note if you're on foot that in the middle of this oasis, between the ramps, there is a boat, and it also has a launch pad on it in case you're ever here and need to use that as well to escape from somebody. And on top of that, this location is also a fishing spot with several barrels of fishing rods. So now you can also, if you're fine and hurt, you can also just be in the water and catch fish at the same time while you're healing, which is just freaking awesome and also pretty damn good for ranked. So anyways, once you're done through that area, go over the ramp, head over towards this. Wow, Wolverine appeared. I choose you, Machinist. Machinist, use Shotgun Blast. Machinist wins. I don't even know why players play like this in pubs. But yeah, there's another bush over here that has some weapons in it, and now you should be fairly close to the beachhead boat to continue your game. Now next, I'm going to show you another little spot. I don't really know what to call this. I'm just going to call it the spot with a Reboot van that's in the middle of nowhere. And now this spot is very scarce for loot. It really is only good for a solo. This spot is really for the person who does not like dropping hot and trying to rush to get weapons and just wants to get a little situated before heading over to the POI to try to fight it out in order to get the boss's medallion and the weapon in the car. So as you see, I got pretty unlucky this time, but there's a Reboot van, as I said earlier, and there are cars here, a bunch of ammo crates, and now there is a hidden chest that can spawn just over here. We're just gonna have to jump down this pipe and go down, and then there's a chest just right here that you can collect. So once you've been looted and healed up, you're gonna want to jump back up to where we initially dropped it by the car there and the porta potties. You're gonna want to take the porta potty on the left here, because now watch where this takes you. This is why it makes the spot pretty decent and why it was actually added. As this porta potty here actually makes a pretty good escape route if you are running into trouble or contested pretty hard at Brutal Beachhead. So now there's 2 boss having a pickaxe fight, so we're just gonna quickly take care of these two guys here. Easy peasy. Or maybe they are just some really good, awesome players. I don't know. Anyways, you're just going to want to run straight across and go up the hill past the shipping container that you see here. And then when you see this archway right to the right, you're going to see that there's another shipping container, and that has another 3 guaranteed 3 slurp barrels for you every single game. Afterwards, if you want, you can try to search around some of these outbuildings in the area for some more loot, or you can even just kill one of the guards walking around and take their gun if you need some more loot or some more ammo. And then you should have very great timing to either start the boss fight or the third party, whoever has already started fighting the boss, which is what makes this spot actually pretty decent, because people don't really expect you to be coming from this way either. And now this next spot is kind of the same sort of deal as the last one I just showed you. So this one is for the player who doesn't really like being contested, likes to loot up and heal up first. It also makes a great spot to back out to if you're not going to make your drop and someone's contesting you, or it's also a good spot to hit up once you're leaving Brutal Beachhead if you need to heal up a little bit. This one I'm going to call Lock, Stock, 2 chests, and 5 smoke and slurp barrels, so I don't know what else to call it. So I usually land on the rock here first and grab the one chest, and this chest is here every single time that I've played. And I run into this weird, I don't know, abandoned freezes spaceship, I don't know what to call it. Now there's always a chest here, there's a fireplace you can use to heal, and you can just break that whole entire structure there very easily and get all 5 slurp barrels at once, or drive through it with a car with a cow catcher. Then I'm going to run down and jump down the lower level here, and we're going to go towards this porta potty right here. And now look at where this takes us. Hey, wait, remember this spot? There's a weird spot with the random van and a bunch of nothingness. And then that was the porta potty on the right, and you know where the porta potty on the left already takes you. So that's also just another great little thing to know. So you can traverse quite a bit of the map very quickly by using all 3 of those porta potties. And now, one more spot for you. This one, we're just going to call it Hope's House. And it's in the former Snooty Steps, now Sandy Steps. It's the house at the very far rightmost edge, with all the graffiti and stuff on the side of it. So now this house has quite a few floor drops around the area, and it has 2 of those weapon crates. These always give you either blue or purple rarity weapons every single time. Now there's quite a few ammo crates littered around this house. There could be a chest spot in this back room here, as you can see. And then when you head upstairs, there could be another chest that can spawn in one of the corners, as well as some loot in the bathroom. And now the Hope NPC is here, and she will sell you a purple tactical assault rifle for 300 gold, and she also sells you shockwaves if you're interested in buying any of them. And this house, the biggest plus side to it is that you can loot it extremely quickly, because it's just so small and confined, and there's quite a bit of loot in that small space. Once you're done, you can then either go and continue looting some of Sandy Steps if you want to look for a bit more loot. What I usually do is I'll head over to this G-Wagon on the road down here, and then you can hit the cactuses on your way out as you're driving towards Brutal Beachhead. There's a lot of nitro gates along the way as well, so you should have no problem getting full shield. You can even go over to the, the Lonely Rock and the 5 smoking slurp barrels if you wanted to. But then, yeah, you can just drive right up onto Brutal Beachhead, start the fight. This guy, and we're gonna get into more tips on fighting this prick here. Yeah, blah blah blah. Damn cooling juice. Shut up. So yeah, the unfortunately arm works very good if you shoot him in the face with it a bunch of times. And like I said before, you want to just keep jumping up into different levels of this place. As you see here, he jumped up with me, chasing me with the fist. Now, if you use Flowberry Fizz in this location, you can so easily just jump up to all the different levels to deke out your opponents or the boss or his guards. This area is just so easy to traverse once you get used to fighting here and just understand how to. We can really abuse going up the stairs and then having the guards or enemies follow you and shoot down at them, giving yourself right-hand peeks and giving yourself elevation so you're hard to hit. Like this play here where I jumped down and hit the tires and bounced, completely threw this player off guard and just fried them. Once you start fighting here more and just learning how to jump up all these different levels and using these stairs stuff to your advantage, this spot becomes so much easier to just dominate all your opponents in this area. It's such a fun area to fight. Plus, in my opinion, now this medallion is definitely the most overpowered and best medallion in the game. And a lot of people are probably still sleeping on this, but recently Fortnite updated the nitro splashes and the nitro effect. So now it gives you unlimited stamina when you have the nitro effect going. So this Medallion gives you unlimited nitro, meaning you have unlimited stamina the whole time. So you're going to be the fastest running, fastest moving, hardest to hit player on the entire map all of the time. Plus you're going to reload your weapons faster as well. Plus having the mythic nitro fists and that medallion also means that you go farther when you dash. And on top of that, also you have an extra charge so you can outplay everybody else. Now here's one last bonus tip. Now I've covered this before, but the gates above all the cards and the cages are indestructible. You can't shoot through them, so you can just camp on these and then surprise opponents if you're late to get the medallion when they go to open the cage, and just take them out and steal all the mythic weapons, the medallion, and the car for yourself. But now, that'll be it for this video. Big Papa Spur 187. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully, we'll catch you on the next one. If you are waiting for a quick guide video on Brutal Beachhead, I probably won't be doing one, unfortunately, because I think I really covered everything you need to know so well in this here video. So this will be it for this location. I will have more videos out soon, though. So please do comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't. And don't forget, guys, have fun gaming. Cheers. Bye for now.